Developing tonight, a bombshell announcement. Inmate on inmate violence and sexual abuse inside Georgia prisons.
The Justice Department launching a statewide federal investigation today. The DOJ says at least 26 inmates were killed in Georgia prisons last year. 18 have died so far in 2021.
CBS 46's Haley Mason is live in Atlanta. And Haley, the goal here is to determine whether Georgia is adequately protecting its prisoners, right? And you spoke with a transgender inmate who says that Georgia prisons are not keeping her safe, at least.
Rick, you all will hear from that inmate in just a minute. She actually called me from inside a Savannah prison just a few hours ago, saying she is so glad that the DOJ is stepping in to investigate inmate abuse and even murders after years of complaints. The Justice Department today launching a statewide civil rights investigation into Georgia prisons for complaints of abuse, murder, and sexual assaults.
This investigation will be comprehensive, but will focus on harm to prisoners resulting from prisoner-on-prisoner violence. We are also investigating sexual abuse of gay, lesbian, and transgender prisoners by prisoners and staff.
Coastal State Prison inmate Ashley Diamond tells me she suffers from inmate abuse firsthand as a transgender woman. She called me from prison in Savannah after seeing the DOJ announcement.
What is happening to our people behind the walls of the prison is ridiculous, especially when it comes to the LGBT community. So many of us are forced into a life of sexual servitude just because we're serving a sentence for a non-violent crime, and it's absurd and it's disgusting. And, you know, I've been communicating with the DOJ for years, even before I was reincarcerated, to do something.
The DOJ says last year at least 26 inmates were killed in Georgia prisons. This year, they say nearly 20 have been murdered.
No prisoner's sentence should include violence at the hands of other prisoners while behind bars.
Diamond sued the Georgia Department of Corrections for cruel and unusual punishment after she was abused, she says, and her medical treatment denied.
I would be set up by guards to be sent into rooms with other gang members. I was physically raped multiple times. I can't tell you how many times I was abused.
Atlanta attorney Tyler Schermerhorn represents the family of Bobby Thompson, who died in Wheeler State Prison last year by suicide after being placed in confinement.
We just had families coming out of the woodwork telling us about not just instances of self-harm in prisons, but where you've got inmate on inmate violence. You've got neglect from security guards.
The DOJ says staffing issues contribute to health issues and violence in Georgia prisons, so they're looking to bring legal changes.
And I'm really elated that they are stepping up and doing what needs to be done in order to rectify what is going on in our country right now.
And the DOJ reports nearly an equal number of inmates actually committed suicide in Georgia prisons last year as well. The DOJ says their goal is to ultimately sign a consent decree with Georgia prisons. That's essentially a settlement to resolve this dispute and seek out tangible long-term changes. Reporting live in downtown Atlanta outside the federal courthouse, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.